You just got back from the Bahamas. You went to Atlantis. What did that tournament do for you guys?
Well, we had a good time. We had a real good time together. But, you know, it put us in situations where we played against outstanding teams. We had to play back-to-back-to-back nights. So after a great win against Kansas on the second night, we were pretty physically and mentally beat down. So to come back against Iowa the next night, who's an outstanding team, and play an overtime game and find a way to win showed us a lot about our depth, a lot about our mental toughness. So we came out of that tournament with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, it definitely does. I don't want to demean this in any way, but the tournament is not the best team in the country. It's the team that is playing the best at the end of the year in this tournament. Certain teams, Kansas is good enough to win this. Obviously, Carolina, Oklahoma, Syracuse, you know, was a 10 seed, but during tournament time, Syracuse was playing as well as anybody. And I've told that to our team in years where we lost. There's so many years we lost to Carolina, we lost to Connecticut, we lost to Florida, we lost to Kansas. Earlier, whether it's Sweet 16, second round, Final 8, where they won the national championship, it's just where we ran into them in the tournament. So that's the luck. So if you're going to use it to your advantage when you lose, then you got to say it when you win, right? Like there's some like we could have been in Philadelphia and been a 2 seed in Philadelphia. A lot of people were upset that we weren't put in Philadelphia. We would have had to play this Carolina team in the Final 8. Who knows what would have happened. So there are a lot of breaks along the way. One of the things that's interesting, Colin, is Villanova has only beaten Carolina in the NCAA tournament twice ever in the tournament. And both times Villanova's won the national championship. That's what attitude's all about. It's not defining yourself, for instance, by the NCAA tournament. If you're a college basketball player, you are defined, and a team and a coach, by what you do in the NCAA tournament. When really, we don't define ourselves that way. The championship was great. It's more about how do we conduct ourselves every day? How do we live? How do we compete? And we know the outside world is going to judge us by what we do in the NCAA tournament, but we're going to be just as proud if we compete every day, win a regular season championship because we've been consistent with our effort and our commitment every day, and understand that it's okay for the outside world to judge you differently. That's their right, but stick to what you believe in and your core values. I think we're going to get Darrell Reynolds back this week. With him out, we also have a young freshman, Dylan Painter, who has stepped up. I feel like we can go into this final regular season game at Georgetown Saturday with 8 guys. I don't know how much practice we'll have together yet, but then go into the Big East tournament with 8 guys, and we have a shot to be a fresh team 8 deep. It does, Colin. The NCAA tournament is such a unique experience. One of the hardest things to do is when you bring a team into the NCAA tournament for the first time. No matter how talented they are, it's so different. The pressure is so different that it can really negatively affect you if you haven't been there before. The greatest strength you can have in that NCAA tournament is having been there before, be in those tight situations, see all the distractions around you, understand all the expectations. I think our 3 seniors are used to that, and I think that can be an advantage for us.
Yeah.
You know what? The matchup for us, they have been the toughest matchup. Now if we are successful in the NCAA tournament, we will match up against some other great teams. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. It's going to be the same as Seton Hall last year. We lost to Seton Hall in the championship game in the Big East tournament, and they taught us some lessons. I look at a team like Duke that had a lot of injuries. They're just getting to be the best they can be at this point in the year. Those kind of teams are teams that can get hot in the tournament and win it.
All right, the new
team, I mean, they're just so well balanced. Everybody knows when you play Wisconsin that they're well coached, disciplined. But this team has as much firepower inside and outside, I think, as any team in the tournament. You know, I don't see another team in the tournament that can beat you inside if they had to, alone, and beat you on the perimeter if they had to alone. They've got both, and it's a really tough matchup.
You got a little bit of a slow start, I think it's safe to say, against Mount St. Mary's. Less margin for error in that against Wisconsin?
Definitely. Yeah, if we start like that against Wisconsin, we're done. You know, and we know that, you know. And it's a real drastic opponents, and that's one of the things that affects players. Mount St. Mary's is the smallest, quickest team we've played all year. I think Wisconsin will be the biggest, strongest team we've played all year. So to get That's what concerns me about the start of the game. To get the feel for that physicality right away is going to be important to us.
As a defending champion, as a number 1 seed, you've had to wear these hats for quite some time. How well have you handled it?
I think our guys have done great all season long. For them to come out as regular season Big East champs and tournament champs, they've been really humble and they stayed hungry. Now, our performance against Mount St. Mary's, I don't know how we're handling it right now once this tournament starts. With this tournament, it might be wearing on us. I don't know. We're going to try to get it out of our heads, but we certainly didn't get off to a great start.
Yeah.
Great college basketball game. Just fun to be a part of it, and give Wisconsin a lot of credit. They played a great game. I'm proud of our guys. We played tough, battled. These were NCAA tournament games come down to, and they down the stretch they made 2 great offensive plays, 2 great defensive stops, and that was the difference in the game. We knew it was going to be a tough game because we have so much respect for them, and they deserved it. They got it, but we played hard too. I was proud of our guys.
Thank you.
Well, first, there should be nothing negative about this tournament. This is the greatest. This is the greatest, I think, sporting event in our country, and being in it. I say this every year to our team. I say it every year to everyone at Villanova. We can't take it for granted. It's just so special to be a part of it. Every time you win and you get a chance to advance, cherish it. And you're playing the best teams in the country. You're going to come down to games like this. We had a game like this against Kansas last year, and we came out on the good side of it. We had a game like this against NC State a couple years ago. We came out, we had a shot to win it, and we missed it. There's no dishonor in losing in this tournament. But I do know that, and we've lived through it, you are judged by how you play in this tournament, and that's the reality of it. So you have to accept it.